Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the RC Pilots Lounge, episode number 21. This is the last show of 2018. Got a thumbs up and no one's even here. How about that? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. What's up, Dennis? Getting situated still. I had some trouble for a minute there. Hold on. Wow, 15 folks have popped up since I just adjusted the camera. You're back, ladies and gentlemen, with your favorite web host with the most, Pilot Ryan, after Christmas. Here we are hanging out. We're going to talk about what you guys got. John Zen's in the house. We have some, last show was Christmas, but believe it or not, the giving has not ended. You'll see why in a little while. So Mike is piping the Notre Dame defeat at the tailgates here in town, even as we speak. Let's see. Michael, what's going on? Dennis Farley, Emmerich, Wayne, 630, Dennis Farley. Yes, Wendell, I know that. Yeah, thank you for getting that. He got the DX8 on the store. That's fantastic. John Zen's here, flying with his wife today. Happy New Year and many new planes. Yes. Had you working for a bit? Yeah, I was having trouble. The camera wasn't kicking like it should. I'm going to kind of get adjusted here. I do not think Mike's going to make it. I do not think he's going to make it. Nicholas Glorioso, what's going on, man? David Parker in the house. Delta Dart, how are you, man? Tolga. Man, we did have a good Christmas. Brian Chambers in the house. Victor Shamulus, Mitchell Farley. You got the whole family, Dennis. Feeling much better around these parts, which is always nice. So while we're here filling up, Wally Donuts, your new face. Delta Dart just picked up an IX-12. Does it fold your laundry Ranger style, or is it just like regular? Wolpertinger, what up? Mike, yeah, let's see. I got parts and the Dynawaco on order with your gift cards. Fantastic. RC Weaving, present and accounted for. What's going on? Joshua Weaver. That's your name, isn't it? Michael, it's fantastic. Thank you. Oh, Nicholas Glorioso asks me, yeah, I can't believe it, honestly, on the Notre Dame game. They had a hell of a season and then defeat here at the last. That's too bad. I didn't get to see it. Little kids going to bed kind of stuff. Wally Donuts is a long-time listener. First-time caller, long-time listener. Thanks for coming by. Nicholas Glorioso asked me how I like the F-22. Anybody who wants to know how I like the F-22 should watch the videos. I think that'll say it all, actually. We shot it twice. The very first day, the shakedown, 1, 2, maybe 3 flights kind of put together. And then the first flight's a whole flight, and then I think I have to kind of smash up 2 and 3 because Mike pulls some slow-mo stuff. And then we went out again. By the way, the video on the first day, the day before, I had major stuff done on my face, and I was not feeling like myself. But we worked it out. And then so we went out again where I was testing the flap to elevator mix and the gyro. That video is the most recent F-22 video that we've done on this YouTube channel, and it was a ball. Today, I wasn't going to talk about this yet, but it's okay. I've also, some of you have seen the FMS 90mm Scorpion video we did, which was super fun. And I've been really impressed with the 70, 80, and 90mm power systems from the FMS planes. So I decided I would try to put an FMS power system in the F-22. Every time you guys have seen it fly, it's been totally stock, except for that last flight with the gyro. But so today after work, I put a FMS setup in the free wing plane. Now, some of you guys have already done things like that, so you know what kind of work it takes. Like, I really didn't know what I was getting into. I reached out to Fernando. I think it's Fernando. Alpha 10. He hops up everything. So he's like my guy. I asked him, and he's like, just sand it out. So in a perfect world, you have an extra housing laying around and you can cut the tabs off, wrap some sandpaper around it, and just go to town. Well, I don't have an extra one. So I had a roll of tape and I made it as big as I needed it to be. And then I wrapped some sandpaper around it and I went at it all day long. And I finally got it to fit and the hatch cover good and everything else. Last night, I outfitted it into the F-22, and I just was hoping it was going to be a drop-in, just minimal like trimming. The shrouds are just a little bit different size. The FMS one's just a little bit big and long. So I got it to fit and shoehorn it in there. But when I bolted it down, the plastic shroud of the FMS system gets out of round, and then it was just bad news. So today was all about taking it back out and freeing it up. You have to trim the wood back too, where the tabs screw down, because it'll be in your way when you're trying to sand. So it was some fiddling. But if I get an extra minute and a half out of that plane, it's going to be worth it in the end. So normally I like to kind of shoot videos of that kind of stuff, but because it was the first attempt, I know how this works. I've made enough videos to know that if I shot today, it would have been garbage anyway, because I was learning as I went. So I'm going to probably put a 90 FMS setup in my F4 as well. So maybe I'll show you on that one. So the next F-22 video coming out will be with the FMS 90mm fan, which is fantastic. It's nice and light. It's 12 blades. You can see it perform in the Scorpion video, which we just put out, what, day or two ago? So I've been talking, missing the comments here. Catch me up, anybody. So Nicholas, yeah, I hope that answered your question. The F-22, I think, is dynamite, and I don't really have anything like that. I like high alpha. So for high alpha, I guess I have 3 jets: my A4, my MiG-21, and this F-22. You can nose up on a landing with your L-39 and your BAE Hawk and things like that, but they're not known for their, high nose attitude, dirty, thrusty flying around, which is kind of what I like with the airframe that'll handle it. So sorry I'm running late. The Millers, they'll probably be showing up. Who knows? Wesley flew his B-24 today, made up like the Mary Boozers, which was his grandfather's B-24, which is a really cool story. Yeah, Mike, the FMS fans are fantastic. And I actually asked FMS, I was like, are you ever going to do an in-runner? Because the 70s and the 80s are in-runner, but this 90 is not. He said when they did build one and test it, and it was not this outrunner they've designed does so well, it didn't make sense to go on with production on an in-runner because they had it dialed in. And I believe it. It sounds mean. Watch that Scorpion video. It's fantastic. So long story short, too, on the F-22, I got it dialed in. I got it fitting really nice. And when I run it up, nothing crazy. So thank you for that. And that'll be the next one on the F-22. So where am I? Yeah, you guys are awesome about coming over and commenting on those videos. And I hope you know that I see them right away, even if it doesn't make sense to answer. I usually love about everything I see, unless somebody's telling me how to wear my hat, which is just ridiculous. Wolpertinger's talking about running the JP fans. I'm going to totally do that one of these days. That's actually why I got rid of my free wing setups, is because I was getting ready to work up some of the JP equipment, but it hadn't happened yet. I can't worry about what my phone's doing, can I? John Knopp, did you get one yet? He says he watched the Scorpion video and now he's got to have one. Did you get one yet? I think they're out of stock everywhere. I know I have it on the Amazon store unless they're gone. And sometimes most of the time that stuff comes from Horizon, but sometimes it's sourced elsewhere, which is what it is. If you ever get it from FMS, because Horizon doesn't have it, then it's coming from elsewhere also. But I try to link the Horizon stuff on the store, so that's nice. Let's see. Delta Dart keeps hoping there's an FMS F-35 in the works. They have it in the background on the 90mm unit page on their site. You never know. Could just be a stock photo also from their little 64. All right, Michael Sherman living the La Vida Loca. Joshua Weaver says he likes the two hats at once. Man, it's cold out there sometimes. Let's see. Gordon Frazier, can you please explain about the battery fit, the two batteries, please? What are we talking about, Gordon? An 8S plane? Are you talking about an 8S jet? Oh, John, you're fantastic, man. You got that and an extra 90mm system. That's cool. From my Amazon store. Gordon Frazier's 8S Gray Phantom arrives on December 31st. Well, two batteries are what it's going to take. You can either go 6S and a 2S or two 4S. I'm a guy who likes symmetry, so the times I've flown 8S, I like to use two 4S packs. I like the RC Jetworks batteries. I've used RC Jetworks batteries, Roaring Tops, and Admirals, usually 5000s or 5300s or, whatever you can fit in there. The F4 is going to fit. I think I used two 5300 Roaring Tops and two 5000 Admirals and had room still. So that's okay, John. No, next time. No problem. Dave Archer's getting an e-flite Spitfire. Hey, yeah, you know what? We do a lot of jets because that's what's been coming out lately. I got a surprise for you guys that I'm going to throw up on the bench. But first, I want to announce something, and then we'll bat this around a little bit more as the show goes on today. Man, I'm so glad to be feeling better, everyone. I'll be back. Hold on. So you see, I have my cruise-in stand sitting up here. And I wanted to thank you guys, and John wanted me to thank all of you guys for your support, specifically the RC Pilots Lounge crew of Hanger Rats, right? So we have a special offer for anybody who wants in on this stand from now until January 3rd, free shipping on the stand for continental U.S. citizens, $7.50 for everyone else. Back again to the elsewhere statement. And the code, this is great, RCPL Loyalty. That's RC Pilots Lounge Loyalty. So what you're going to put for the code if you get one of these, Cruise In Stands, drop the link in here, John, is RCPL Loyalty, Romeo Charlie Papa Lima Loyalty. So Victor's telling you what you need to know, Gordon, about your F4 and running on 8S. Again, there you go. There's the web address, guys, in the chat, and also the code. Once again, free shipping, continental US, $7.50 off everywhere else. It's a great little stand, and I'm seeing it pop up in a lot of places. And I mean, I was even CGing the big F-22 on this guy. It's super cool that you can do those things. And John, I was totally using this today when I was doing my my FMS swap into the F-22, the power system, and I was using this magnetic strip right here for my screws, which was was very handy. I like that. And sometimes if I have something big, sometimes I'll put some of that pipe insulation on here too, just to spread it out. Especially with the big wide body like a F-14 or an F-22. And that's what I did when I was working on the F-22. I had some of that pipe insulation on here to add an inch or two on each side. No big deal. Not a necessity, but didn't hurt me either. So that's that announcement. And then, like, I was leading into something. You're like, where's he going with this? So we can talk about jets, and that's about all we've seen lately from a lot of the market. But I've been dying to get my hands on a prop plane, and there's, you know, late January, we should be flying Corsairs. But until then, people have been flying the e-flite pits, biplane, and a lot of stuff. So let's throw up on the table what just showed up today is actually a surprise to me. It's nice. Can't wait. And I'm so glad for you prop guys too. Let's get it up here. You guys make a guess. I should make you guess. What do you think it is? Michael on the Bearcat video, man, as soon as I can get to it. Oh, what's this? Hey, what's drum roll, please? Says Brian Chambers. How's that? Dudes, it's a 1700 millimeter FMS Pa-18 Super Cub with floats. 1700 millimeters. That's 67-inch wingspan. This thing's got lights all over it. Also, what is it? The vortex generators. And this one comes with floats. You know what else? I thought it was going to be a 6S bird. I'm glad to find out it's not. So this just came in from FMS today. And let me read the specs. It is a good looking plane. I was really excited about it. And I think the wheels are like this big. I mean, like my face, huge. It is very, it's super affordable, isn't it, Brian Chambers? Michael Roshka, Carbon Z Cessna was something better. Yeah, it's also, the Carbon Z Cessna is also bigger as well. Big Bird, 1700 Cub. I mean, that's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's do the specs like our Slovenian brothers. Cool. Can you read that? It looks backwards to me when I look at the video, but I think it's in. Aces High says slap some EDFs on it. The Fox looks cool, says Jack Miller. Yeah, it does. Hey, Nemo. We're hanging out, man. Glad to be doing what's up from the Netherlands. Michael Brezhnev, this is it. Hey. Add drain pipes. Any good micro EDFs you can recommend? I'm going to let the guys in the chat answer that one. I think that little Habu, they don't make it anymore, was probably fantastic. Anything with AS3X, though, is going to be good. Wingspan, 66.9 inches for us here in the U.S. The rest of the world, 1,700 millimeters. Length, 45 inches. Flying weight, 2,100 grams. Motor size is a 3541 KV750. When I saw that, that's when I thought, hey, this thing's 4-cell, because that would be sick if it was 6S. Josh Weaver says the Lippish is a good micro EDF. Are you being cheeky? Man, I do not have the Avio Spitfire yet, and it surprises me. But there's a lot going on over there in the holidays and stuff like that. ESC is a 45 amp, servo 17 gram, CG, they say 80 to 85 millimeter from the leading edge. Prop size is a 12 by 7.5 two-blader. Says recommended batteries of 14.8. That's a 4-cell, 2,200 to 2,600 milliamp 35C. First of all, I don't believe that for a second. But I could be wrong. But I'm just guessing in my experience that a 2200 4S pack is not going to be enough weight up in the front. A bird like this should take easily, since it's a 4-cell plane, you could parallel a couple 2200s and make it a 4400, you know. Also, I think 4,000, 5,000 4S packs, even bigger, are going to be fine for a big 1,700 millimeter Cub, as long as the CG's right. The funny thing about big planes is when you don't have a lot of room for the battery. So the minute you get into the battery compartment, the wing is in the way, and you really only have this little bit to work with to put your stuff in. But I'm still super excited by it. And this one does have the floats, and again, the big wheels. I might open it up. Probably not going to build it, though, until the ESC is a 45 amper, and I don't know what kind of connection it has on it yet. But it looks pretty cool. It'll be my guest tonight. How about that? Back to the comments. Oh, goodness, guys. New Year's. What do you think about the Christmas special? I'm really sorry about the Michael Bublé thing. Aces High recommends Emmerich get a free wing Rebel good first EDF. That's true, and that and the Dyna Meteor were a good first EDF. I think for a long time. I really think that e-flite Viper is something else, though. 4S all the way, says Ricky the Photon. John says, show us. Tell him, Dave. Open it. All right. Come on, show it. Jack Miller, let's catch up on the comments a little bit. Ordering the free wing Venom, what's your thoughts on this bird? Jack Miller, it's fantastic. It's big. It's a big 90, and it sounds mean. It's still got that 12-blader in there. We flew one in Texas, and it was really fun. It's one of those planes that I only got to fly like 2 or 3 times. We did pictures and video, and I never got to fly one again, but I never felt like I was done with it. I'd still like to have one. Mike Kennedy in the house. Refresh your browser. If you're having trouble, just fly it. Keith Christie just joined tonight. Are we still the hanger rats? You guys are the hanger rats. Do you need a knife? No, I'm okay. I'm just trying to read and multitask. Dennis Farley says hanger rats forever. Oh, sweet. Can I say it out loud, Mike Kennedy? Mary Boozer says, we are at Top Golf in Tampa tonight. The Boozers are losers tonight. Aces High says he hesitates to recommend the e-flite Viper as a first EDF due to battery cost. But yes, it is a very solid jet as well. Yeah, I mean, if you're jumping to jets, you got to get warmed up on the batteries. Let's see. Papa says Wesley's playing golf in Tampa. I like this show of Ryan, but it's night here. Open it, he says. Gavin, what's going on? Okay, Mike. Perfect. The e-flite F-16 Thunderbird is sweet. Have to do some carving for the 4,000 milliamp. Yeah, you know, the 4,000, even on the Viper, you have to trim the canopy a little bit. That's my one thing. Jeff Foster, what's going on? Mary Boozer, shove it up your pie hole, talking about it being 75 degrees. Come on, man. Captain Mike might show up late. He's playing pipes to a losing crowd at Notre Dame right now. Gavin, I saw that you got your F-22 on Facebook. Looks good on the RC Pilots Lounge Facebook group. Looks good. Tolga, do I have any insight on the next FMS 1500 millimeter Warbird? I don't. And you can't say if you do know, because then they don't tell you things anymore. Let's see. Papa Boozer representing, says Wayne 630. Just realized that today's flying lesson with Gladys was the first time we've ever come home without a broken plane. Congratulations to Gladys Zen, ladies and gentlemen. Mary Boozer, Lori says hello, moderating up in here. All right, let me try to open this thing up a little bit. So I've been working on you guys. Some of you guys saw the designs, right, for the shirts and stuff like that. Working on finalizing some of that stuff with the designer. I was actually hoping to have it ready for today, and because of the interwebs, I'm able to do print on demand, so I don't have to do minimum order quantity. So the minute I launch it, they're available. When I say go, they're going to be ready. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to offer, the idea is to offer right away. We're going to, I put out a call to tell me what you liked the most. You guys, a lot of you like the black shirt idea with the logo with the like white around it, but everybody said add the clouds and the planes in it. So I'm going to do that one, and then I'm going to do a version like it, but for like a light, like a couple different grays. So you'll have your option. If you like the black, go the black. And it's print on demand, so it's not like I'm sitting on hundreds of these things. So it's all going to be. I'll actually have my own little like apparel website kind of thing, which you'll be able to get those shirts. And if you want long sleeves, let me know too. Or hoodies, because I'll put them on there. I don't. There's nothing. I can't lose. The margins aren't the same as if I bought 1,000 of them, but I would never sell 1,000 of them. Dennis Farley says he's working on Hanger Rats logo. Papa Boozer drew me up something fun for Stick It Monkey Pants. We'll end up with that on Facebook sometime. Rat Fink style, says Dave Archer. Vanna White. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but 52 folks. That's awesome. Holy smokes. All right, so we're getting into this plane a little bit. This is for your jacket. While you're building a plane, you can hang it up. No, this is for the floats. So that's that. And then, holy massive. Look at these wheels. I told you it was about as big as my head. Those are ridiculous. By the way, they're super hard, which is like my biggest gripe about bush planes, like releasing super hard wheels. So that's kind of a bummer, but we're going to fly it. I told you the size of my face, Emmerich. We're going to fly it stock, obviously. What's cool, too, is I've seen some of the media on this is these are like articulated. There will be these springs that go here and I think up to the fuse or something. But dig the machining. It's going to be hard to see. And this is why I'd like to do an official build. But for an unboxing, I'll give you a little look. Yeah, Cubs are already a little bit hard to not bounce around, so hard tires are not going to help. But one good thing I'm glad to see is that I would like to see scale bits like strut covers, but they bounce. They pop right off on these kind of planes. So it doesn't bother me not seeing it. Aces High says those wheels will double as floats. Gavin says the F-22 makes the flex jet look small. That's what she said. Nemo with the dig telling us it's 73 Fahrenheit in Nassau, Bahamas. Thank you, man. All right. I'm surprised I can stand up, actually. So let's unbox this baby. Boom goes the dynamite. Hang on tight, y'all. That has to help a little bit, doesn't it? See you later, Wesley. Okay. Here's the underside, obviously. You can see LED out there at the wingtip. Also, vortex generators. Looks like landing lights action. And really well-appointed strut work. And, of course, you've got the ball links that you've come to expect from FMS. So that's one wing. Even the box is nice. I mean, this is a big plane. And it's all about keeping it small. So here's the weirdest thing, though. The second wing looks just like the first one. There it is. There's even the modulated gas cap look right there. Plastic bits here. The hard point connection for the surfaces. Some folks express concern with those. I haven't had any problem with them in the past, but I understand that if it's something that bothers you, you can always undo them and let it just float, so to say. But looks very nice. Oh, wow. Got a nice keel on the bottom. It's plastic. It's molded just the way it needs to be with steps and this extra little bit right here. Very solid looking hardware for mounting. Very good. You got your spars and all that kind of stuff. Some big beefy control rods. Big monster 12 by 7.5 propeller. Chunk. Like it. This thing should be really fun on, and I'm actually really glad it is 4S. Because, wow, these are big. Big old tail. Well, that's stuck in there pretty good for whatever reason. Probably a control horn tying me up. So this is got a big, you can see the spar through it. So this is nice and reinforced, and it's got brass inserts threaded right here. So this is going to attach very nicely, and keyed in surfaces here. So the other half will work obviously in unison. There's a good shot at that brass. Can you kind of see that? We'll do a legit build video of this thing. Can you believe this? And then here is the steering float. So it's already wired for you. Got the servo in it to make it happen. And there it is. Nice. Nice. I mean, if that servo gets wet, then you've done something really wrong, because I don't see any access to it at all. Nice. Got your hardware bits, spinner, little antenna, it looks like. Those springs for the landing gear. Let's get out the fuselage. Oh. There we go. Oh my goodness. That's it. Nice hard points all around. And everything's really well appointed. Big plastic beef back here for the horizontal stab. Paint scheme's nice. You got the window mullions right here to simulate real glass. And it's a lot like the Carbon C Cub, where the access is right in here. You can see it's not a huge battery compartment, but it's very tough. There's a wood tray in there. The foam is very thick. We'll get you a better look at this stuff when we do the build. And by the way, this one did come from FMS themselves. This one has an XT60. Shouldn't be a big deal, because you can either change it or get adapters. I'm not too worried about using adapters on stuff like this that doesn't pull crazy amps. That's wrong. Here we go. Now, what's really impressive is the business end of this plane. Look at down here. Nice plastic bits right here. And the landing gear mount right here. Looks like for the floats, as well as, is that right? Am I wrong about that? No, that's got to be it. Yeah, so the regular landing gear fit here as well as the floats, because there's nothing else back here to get it done. So that's that. I knew that was going to happen. You guys made me do it. And there's the spars. I got to pick up that wing. You guys are still hanging out. That's cool. Looks good. I'm glad to have a prop plane sitting here. They're a lot of fun. And you know what? A plane like this is, with the floats, if it snows, you know you're going to see this thing, right? John. I can't put it all on the same stand unless it's put together, Bubba. That looks cool. That looks cool. 4S. My 4S packs are finally going to get some love. Wayne 630 asks if it's as big as the FMS Beaver. It is not. If I remember right, that Beaver is, I think, 78 inches maybe, where this is 67. So, no, not quite as big. The big Beaver was fantastic, though. And it also, I flew it with floats and regular wheels. And it was a 6S plane. The Beaver is a little easier to work with as far as getting your hand in the battery compartment, but there are chances of this one going to the field without having to take it apart, depending on what you drive. But it should be easy too, because you have there's no wires. It's just the spar and slide the wing on. It's bigger than what I said. I thought I said 78 inches. Yeah, 2,000 millimeters. That's what she said. Says Fred. It's a decal on the fuse, bro. Dave, I saw that. I saw what you said there, Dave. You're going to go to YouTube jail next. YouTube jail. Look at that, hey. That's going to be sweet, y'all. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. These wheels, though. I mean, my word. You believe that? Look at those dudes. I don't know what to do with them. Wear them around my neck, I suppose. Hinges are just foam on this. But I can't remember the price point, but it's like ridiculous. Very low price for what big of a bird you get. You want to see it mocked up with the wings real fast, but not like for real. I do. I do. So help me, Todd. Those are big tires, Timothy T. I hope you paid 404, John. I don't get it. Yeah, Kevin, talking about I'm going to fly it as soon as I get to, Wayne. Kevin's talking about this thing looking good with regular wheels. I have to agree with you, man. That's one of the first things I do to these bush planes sometimes is put regular wheels on them. Mocking it up for my homies. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, if I had the receiver done, this thing would be finished. If the receiver was in, hello. If the receiver was in, it'd be done. I mean, the tail, wheels. This thing's a good size, guys. It's all discombobulated. I'm going to turn it sideways. What a messy work area I have. That's why I'm not building this now. Christian Salamanca. I think it's not able to fly. Well, you will see it fly if you watch the YouTube channel later when I make a video of it. The Fred Barron RC deserves a t-shirt for this comment. You're the Zen beneath my wings, says Fred Barron. Emmerich says this with the Grand Tundra. I have no experience with the Grand Tundra, so I cannot say. For me, this one, because it's right here. And I do know what to expect from FMS because I've flown FMS stuff for quite a while. Hey, this is plastic too. It's nice to actually be back to it. I hadn't flown FMS